Good morning. It's Kyle Coberline, a truck and RV sales consultant at Bluegrass International in Georgetown, Kentucky. I motorhome myself, and I'm at Koomer Ridge Campground in the Red River Gorge. I've actually done a video here going over all the sites, maybe last year, maybe it's been a year or two years. But I was going to do a quick video today just highlighting the RV sites, or what I think you could actually put an RV in. If you go to the Koomer Ridge website, the Forest Service site they have for this area, they say 15 sites that'll accommodate up to a 35-foot RV, and they don't really specify, or at least I did not see where they specify which 15 sites those are. So I'm going to go around and I'll ride through on my one wheel. You can probably see it, my one wheel. I'll go ahead and ride through the campground on my one wheel, and I'll point out just every site only that I think that would accommodate an RV. Like always, please support my channel. This videos that I do. I mean, I put a lot of work into these and really enjoy doing them. So please like, subscribe, whatever social media. I haven't been up very long. I usually try to get these done while my family is still asleep. But any of the social media outlets you're watching these videos on, please comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you'd like to see. So there's the main road coming in. Of course, here's the pay station, aka the Iron Ranger, and some information and rules and quiet hours. We're here in the wintertime. It is January the 2nd, 2023. We came down for my birthday and New Year's. I always like to camp on my birthday if I can. And sites here in the wintertime, it's like November-ish through March-ish, or every site's just $15. But typically you got a campground host right here. That drive that goes down the hill to the left there, those are all just walk-in sites. So like I said, we're just going to talk about RV sites. So right now we're just riding back through to where a lot of the sites are at in the campground. We'll be up on our first site here shortly. For reference, if you've seen it in my videos, my family, we travel in a 25-foot Winnebago View. It's on a Mercedes 3500 chassis. I do have levelers. I do carry blocks, so that I can get kind of creative on as far as what sites I can use. Here's site number one. It'd be tight for a 35-foot RV, but I think I saw a guy with a teardrop in there yesterday. He must have left this morning. But I could park my 25-foot motorhome there. I could figure that out. But that was site one. That's for riding. You can see some of the walk-in sites down there, down that other loop, that other road to the left I mentioned earlier. I've actually stayed in this site when I was down here shooting the Red River Gorge Ultra. This is a double. Now in the winter months, all sites are the same. Doesn't matter if it's a double or a single. It's $15 a night. This is site number 3. You could probably squeeze a 35-footer up there. Your tail would be hanging out between those trees. But I've had my 25-foot motorhome up there, no problem. That was site 3. You've got a bath, vaulted toilet over here, trash cans. Here's site 4. I've seen a guy camp there in a van, one of the races I was shooting. Small trailer. Another thing too is, how creative are you able to get when it comes to leveling? If you use blocks, got really awesome hydraulic levelers. If you've got a trailer where you can really drop the tongue down really far, to compensate for slope. Like, see how you can see the slope here of this drive. That last one was 5. I really wouldn't. I'm not going to put that on my RV checklist. These people have this custom setup they built here. I talked to them yesterday for a brief moment. But you can see you could easily put a 35-foot unit in there. Of course, you got a slope here in the front. That's site 7. So it really gets down to how creative you can get. But easily, you can see they've got that 12-foot trailer sitting up there, no problem. There's one of the several, well, there's a handful of water spigots throughout the campground. My best friend asked me, because he's got a nice, cool trailer, if there was water access. And I was able to fill my 35-gallon tank, but it took forever. And I had to, the handles are spring-loaded, like they're not where you turn them on, like you have to hold it down for it to stay on. So, you got to hold it, and it took forever. But we had water all weekend. It was nice. Because this, there's no electric. This is all not boondocking, but dry camping. So you're completely relying on whatever water you have on board, whatever electricity that you have available. That's site 14. You could put a teardrop or a van or something up there. Be completely doable. There's the main bathhouse, which is closed in the wintertime. So we're going to loop back to where we went through the first loop, because then you got these sites that are here on my right. Because I'm trying to kind of go in order by number. Up here on the hill, you of course got the amphitheater. It's a cool little area up there. So there's that vaulted toilet I mentioned earlier, and there's the other water spigot. I guess site 5, you could put a teardrop there. And that's also an accessible tent site. It's got electric. So obviously don't do that unless you need the accessibility. People that may have to use oxygen or other medical devices. But other than that, all the sites are non-electric. So, you're coming here to dry camp, which I love it. Of course, we've got a lot of fun toys to dry camp. I've got a Yeti 3000. I've got a Yeti 5, Gold Zero, the Yeti 3000. I got the 500. I'll run like a computers or charge cameras off of it. Our Yeti 3000, I got that plugged into our RV's got batteries and an inverter on it. So like on our coach, I've got a 1,000-watt inverter built in, which comes off my 12-volt batteries, mainly for the coach, which that's what runs my water pump, my lights, and all my other stuff. My fan on my heater. So I kind of keep those dedicated. My batteries on the coach that are built in, which I've upgraded them, dedicated to those functions, and then I carry that Yeti 3000, and that's where I do my extra stuff, like running the microwave, because my 1,000-watt built-in inverter on my coach won't run my microwave or a coffee pot, so that's where I use my 3000 Yeti. I can run a lot larger stuff, and if I kill that thing and use all the energy on it, I still have my batteries on the coach that run at least all my basic functions as far as lights and fan heaters and that kind of stuff. That is site 23. That is a double. Definitely park a 35-foot motorhome in there. Yeah, you got a little bit of a slope here in the front, but it'd be doable. But definitely a van or something 25-foot or so. And please keep in mind, this is my opinion. So it's kind of like when people talk about hiking trails down here. I'm looking at the All Trails app to see what's open, what the conditions are, and like some people, we went to one of the falls yesterday, and people were like, "Oh, treacherous," and crazy creek crossings. Well, my family does a lot of pretty adventurous stuff, and I've done a lot of mountaineering in the past, pretty easy hike. It's just an easy hike, so it's all relative. So this is my opinion and what I think is doable. And I'm maybe being a little cautious because I can get pretty darn creative if I'm trying to fit something in somewhere or get my coach level. You've got site 29 is a double. You know, once again, I'd say a 25 foot easy. You know, you can it'll fit 35 foot, but you're on this slope up front. So if you don't have a way to level, or if it's not like a trailer that you can drop that tongue on, because that's what you'd have to do on that site. You'd have to drop the tongue way down to get your trailer level, and even if you have enough travel there to do it. Like my best friend's, he's got a really awesome trailer, and it's kind of like an off-road type deal where it sits pretty high for ground clearance. So he's got a lot of travel where he can drop that front end down. I'm not gonna lie, I have not seen a bunch of sites that I could easily fit a 35-foot motorhome in. Trailer, I guess trailer would be, because it says RVs, not necessarily motorhomes. You know, a trailer, I could see it more, more likely than some of your drivable units. And I don't really think they really encourage motorhomes, because it's just a little bit trickier for a lot of people. Here's a nice site where you could definitely park something in there as far as a camper van or trailer. I could get my motorhome in there if I had to. That's site 33. Definitely park a 35-foot motorhome here or trailer. That's site 34. And then that's our rig over there in site 35. We like that site. We've stayed there many times because it's we're tucked back in this corner and the trail's right here. But you can see where I was able to back in pretty far and get down nice and level down there. Site 36. You could get a small trailer down there. It's steep, so I mean, if you got low ground clearance, you might drag the the rear bumper or the front. So to be careful. So small teardrop or trailer at best. Got this site over here. Definitely park a 35-foot unit in there. That is site 38. Here's site 37. You could get a 35 in there too, but it's pretty high in the front end here, so you got to be be a trailer, so that way you can drop your tongue down to level it out. Or if you got creative, leveling skills. Same thing, site 39, you could get probably a 14-foot unit in there level easily, and then if you got a way to drop that front end down, because once again, it's got a grade to it, and that is site 39. Here's site 40 over here. Once again, that would fit a 35-foot unit, but you got to be able to drop that front end down to get level, or just not get level and sleep on a slope. Got a vaulted toilet right here. Site 41, you definitely can put a 35-foot anything in there. I mean, it's a big site. That might be one of the easiest ones I've seen as far as 41 to double, and that's probably one of the easiest sites I've seen. And it's got a nice little location here that you could park a pretty good sized unit in there and not have to struggle too much to level. And it's right next to the trail here. So you got two main trails here. The one right to my right here next to 41 is the one that takes you to Silver Mine Arch. And of course you can keep going left up around here past the amphitheater and go out to Hidden Arch, which we've done both hikes. Then there's the trail at the other end of the campground, which this connects to, which is what takes you out to Hidden Arch. Both are moderate hikes and really fun. We did Hidden Arch a couple days ago. Well, that's all I got as far as sites I think you could park, RV in. I mean, it's not as many. They make it sound like, oh, there's 15 sites you could park a 35-foot motor, RV in. I keep saying motorhomes. I kind of work more in the motorhome world, but and I drive a motorhome, so and those can be a little, you got on a trailer you got a single axle point, so it's a lot easier to raise the front up high or drop the front down low to compensate for how level of sight is. When you're driving a motorhome or something of that nature, like a van, you got wheels in the front, wheels in the back, and so you literally have to lift it from either the front or the back to level it out. So it's just a little trickier. In a desperate situation, I will say you got a lot of these walk-in campsites. I mean, if you got you're a van camper, like this is site 31. I mean, you could technically, if you just you had to sleep somewhere, you could park a van in that camp spot for that walk-in tent site. At least you'd have I doubt they'd kick you out for that. Once again, my name's Kyle Koberline. I'm a truck and RV sales consultant at Bluegrass International in Georgetown, Kentucky. Just riding through my one-wheel hill riding through on my one wheel through Koomer Ridge Campground. I really do appreciate you checking out another one of my videos. I hope these are helpful. Once again, I've done a video before of this campground, but I highlighted all the sites, and this time I just wanted to go through and talk about all the RV sites. Feel free to reach out to me anytime.